my girlfriend was actually hit by a transport like 2 years ago. Those things are like the scariest fucking death machines in the world.
But that was a transport truck.
Like
Like
a
a semi?
18-wheeler.
Oh,
Yeah, semi.
oh, like a
Yeah.
We got
semi
a
truck.
lot of
Damn.
semi truck drivers in this audience. So I'm going to say they're kind of like badass and not.
Well, this one wasn't. This one sucked.
Yeah.
Just don't cut that.
Hey guys, welcome to another Forehead Fables podcast. Today we have Braden, animal expert. Do you want to introduce yourself, your credentials and stuff?
Yeah. So my name is Braden, like Sam here said. Thank you, Sam, for your awesome introduction.
Thank you.
I run a science communication business out of Ontario. So basically, we run programs that do within schools and other areas where we teach things about biology, wildlife conservation, paleontology, things like that. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I was also a zookeeper for just under 10 years and a falconer for about a year. So before I moved up north, or else I'd still be doing it today. I breed some reptiles on the side too. I'm kind of a reptile guy. But that's it. Aside from that,
How much help? How much help do you have to give the reptiles during the breeding process? Do you just throw them in a cage together, or do you
Inseminate.
So
yeah?
So I get this thing. It's called a turkey baster. No, but
I have one of those.
It totally depends. So actually, believe it or not, some of them you actually do kind of need to get them in the mood. So we do something called we do something called brew mating in the fall, right around this time of the year, where it's basically like hibernating with extra steps, and then it resets all the systems internally, and then you throw them in an enclosure together. Watch. Some individuals, like if you're breeding things like lizards, big lizards especially, can be really dangerous for them. The males can get super aggressive. So there's a little bit of work that goes into it. But I don't breed a lot of the super dangerous stuff.
What do two snakes humping look like?
It's a very
do they
good
like
question.
do they like ball themselves up into like a big love knot, or is it like just two wiggles on top of each other?
It totally depends. So some species, like garter snakes, get into these big breeding balls where you can have, in Canada, we have some of the world's largest congregations of snakes in the world, where you'll have thousands of males on a single female, and she's trying to get the fuck out of there, right? She's
in a
crazy.
ball. They create a big ball around her. She can't escape.
Exactly. So, and the strongest males get into the middle and breed with her. Now, snakes have two penises. So what a snake breeding looks like is he would kind of wiggle on either side and get up under her tail, and doesn't matter which side.
So there's orbiters, like the weaker of the snakes, they just orbit on the outside of the snake ball, and then the strong ones are in the middle. And there's only, how do they figure out who the
lucky ones or the fast ones?
Yeah,
the fast, the strongest, the ones that are genetically the strongest generally will be smart enough, or just with sheer brute force be able to push their way through. The fastest, there's a popular funny meme of a garter snake that woke up too late in a documentary, so he didn't get laid. He was the last one awake. So some of them, they'll stay asleep too long and they just won't get to it.
Fuck. That's sad. That's sad.
Very sad.
I wonder how they figure out who the lady is and all that in that giant twisted ball.
Yeah. So the female is going to release pheromones, and the pheromones basically tell the male, hey, this is an ovulating female. Now, there are males who will mimic this pheromone and release it to trick other males into thinking he himself is a male. So another male will try to breed with him instead of a female, and then the faker can go and steal the female from that guy.
Or like Wingman.
No, he's kinky. He just wants something in his ass while he's banging a woman. Yeah, he's trying to make a sandwich.
No women needed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's kind of awesome.
It is super awesome.
Yeah.
Do you breed snakes also, or just little lizards and stuff?
So I breed mostly snakes. I specialize in the subfamily Natricine, which is like basically the most boring snakes. It's your garter snakes, your water snakes, your European grass snakes, all those relatives. So I breed a lot of those guys, and then I breed some miscellaneous geckos and things
What
like
do you
that. I
do
don't breed
with
a lot of
them
lizards.
once they are
So
born?
yeah, so I actually bought this house with garter snake money, entirely, like 100%.
Whoa.
Was able to put my down payment
Snake
down on
money.
it. Snake money, man.
Snake
If you take
salesman,
the
not a
weird
snake
ones,
oil. But
no, I minus the oil. I take the oil right out of the equation. But yeah, so you usually sell them. I'm like super like lazy, so a lot of the times I'll find institutions, educational facilities, and I'll be like, hey, you guys want some educational animals, and fucking just send them out. Um, Things like that. Friends,
is that a tax
you guys
write-off?
can have one if you want. Yeah.
I had a snake when I was a kid, and it didn't last long. It was like a divorced dad move where he's like, let's make this a dangerous, kind of cool, badass environment. It was some sort of ground boa or something, and we named it Boa Fett. And I didn't like that you had to feed it little mice and stuff, and it kind of crawled away, and then he gave it to somebody else. It was short-lived, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of dangerous.
Yeah. It totally depends on the kind of person that you are too. A lot of people will get a snake and then they'll have it and then they'll look at it and go, okay, well now what? It's like, what do you
can't
do
cuddle
with it?
Yeah.
Right?
Time to
No,
breed
like
it.
so yeah, time to go get another one and let's see who gets to the fucking middle of this big ball of snakes. There's yeah, at that point. I have a ground boa. I just got a ground boa in actually.
So you said that like Canada has a huge amount of snakes.
Snake orgies.
Aren't they like cold blooded up there? Like, what? Isn't it too cold for snakes up there?
So eastern garter snakes are the farthest north that snakes will go, and you guys both have eastern garter snakes where you live. I have them where I live, and they go all the way up to Alaska. So they are cold blooded, but they're very good at preserving their body heat, slowing their metabolism during the winter. I'm so far up north that the garter snakes where I live are only active for about 4 months out of the year. So they're asleep for most of their lives. But like we got lizards up in Canada. We've got rattlesnakes in Canada. It's just depending on where you go.
Would you say that, like reptiles are more your passion animal over mammals? Or like, do you live in a good, like, are you the type of person that's like, you want to go to Florida to check out all the crazy snakes, or do you just bring them to where you
big
live?
time.
And that's
No, I'm a big fan of checking things out. One of my favorite trips I did was I went to Cuba, and I actually got yelled at by some French bitch who was like getting super pissed off at me because I found a little boa in Cuba, and she was screaming at me for picking it up and stuff, thinking it was dangerous. But she's being really, really, really mean to me. I think I was like 13 at the time. But yeah,
that's probably why.
Yeah. Use it like whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, if I saw a little kid pick up a big snake, I'd probably be pretty freaked out. But I would just step away quietly.
Yeah.
I would make a scene. I would want to piss off the guy with the snake.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I like doing both. I haven't been to Florida yet. It's been on my list for a while, and I've had a couple of trips planned to go out there, and they just kind of never worked out. But as for like what my passion animal is, like I said, it's definitely specifically the like garter snakes and stuff. I've always loved them. But like I'm also a huge lover of big cats. Like I've always loved big cats. Working with big cats was super awesome. Probably the highlight of my zookeeping career was doing that. Birds of prey, which is something that is kind of more fun to me too, because I actually had a really big fear of birds growing up, and then I landed a falconry job, so it was kind of like I kind of got to get over that fear. Yeah. So,
what exactly is a falconry job? Like,
Yeah, so
where does
ask that a
money
lot.
come into falconry?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways. There's, like the two main ways that I've seen in my area are, one, the people that do like medieval times. So like they're pretending to be the knights and stuff, and they always have a falconer, right?
Yeah.
So do you guys have that there?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
But they're
Okay,
badass.
so yeah, and here
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, so we have them here, and they're pretty popular. They always have a falconer, and they're like usually come from another company, and they'll be contracted to work there. But their companies that they're contracted under or with usually do something called bird abatement, which is basically you use hawks, falcons, eagles, birds of prey to scare off other birds at dumps, graveyards, malls, places like that. Airports is a big one. Airports are big. There's a lot of airports in Canada. I don't know about the US, probably, where they actually have eagles that are trained to hunt drones. So drones that fly into airspace, they'll go after the drone and fuck it up.
That's badass.
It's awesome. It is super cool.
That took a very strange turn, because I thought, when I think like someone that's into falconry, I think like, like British lords and stuff.
Small game hunting.
Yeah, that are like, go fetch me a small rabbit or something, and then you're like, actually, one of the biggest industries is guarding airports. That's kind of odd that they have.
Yeah.
Kind of like birds of prey just hanging around there. So is there just a guy contracted to just chill out at an airport with his falcons in a tower? Does he have a tower?
Yep. So no, he's on the ground. He's on the ground, and he'll have a truck usually. So I didn't do airports when I did it. I did landfills. So basically, if you're at a landfill, sometimes you'll see the loaders burying all the garbage and shit, and they'll be like totally flocked by seagulls they can't see, or crows, or wherever, depending on where you are. And so in that situation, we'd have the bird, or we'd usually have a gun as well, in case, because usually the gulls would, in my area, was seagulls. They'll get used to the bird, and then once they get used to the bird, you got to switch to the gun. And then once they get used to that, you got to switch to the bird. And you kind of have to trick the seagulls into being like, okay, this isn't safe, and get out of there. But usually it's you're in a truck, and I'd be like with my bird in a truck, like 20 feet from a group of seagulls that are pestering a loader, and then you floor it as fast as you can drive through all this garbage. The upkeep on them was so expensive. And then you have your window open, and your hawk, I had a hawk in your hand, and you basically toss them out the window, and they use that momentum to push them towards the seagulls, and then they'd either catch one or just scare them off.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, how does like a flock of seagulls get used to a gun and used to a bird that's hunting them? Like, I'm assuming you're blasting one out of the sky when you shoot at them, right? Or are you just trying to scare them off?
Depends on how, like, if they're like, what's up? And they don't give a shit about the sound. Usually you kind of got to make an example out of one, and then they get it for a couple hours, and then they just forget. They go right back after a few hours, and that's when you'd switch.
Gotcha.
Did you have a bond with your hawk?
It was.
Or was it just kind of like a work companion?
So. Yeah, so it was more like, I like to think of it as like a mutual understanding of each other. Like, this bird knows that I need it, and I know that I need the bird to get the job done. And the bird does the job because it gets rewarded with food, right? Like, it's an instinctual animal. And so I had a species of hawk called Harris hawk, which are usually like the easiest ones to kind of get into, because they're one of the only birds of prey that will naturally hunt in a pack. So they're a little easier to get that bond with, you could say. But like that, those birds aren't thinking about me right now. Like, they don't give a shit about me.
But do you wish it did?
Definitely more. Yeah, I do. I mean, I had them at in my house with me all the time, like 24/7. Like, I never had time away from them, and they could care less. They're like, "Where's my food, bitch?" And that's it.
Are there many animals out there that have kind of a social rapport with other animals as much as humans do, or is it just us?
There is
And like
it's
dogs, maybe.
it can get hard to find. Yeah, so like of course like dog and
Elephant.
man is like the classic one, right? Or like cats and man, although cats are more or less I feel like they almost like just domesticated themselves to use us for their benefit and then they're like whatever, I could take you or leave you. But there's like there's lots of interspecies um I was going to say relations, but you guys are just going to make fun of that. Interspecies connections of animals that will use each other to benefit, like survival, right? Symbiotic relationships.
Yeah.
And there's lots of, I mean, if you think of, yeah, if you think of any domestic species as well, they're all symbiotic relationships with us because if they're domesticated, they pretty much always need us to survive, and we need them for meat or eggs or
Yeah, but that's a practical
relationship.
relationship. I'm talking like the animal leaves and then goes, man, I miss that fucking guy.
Rhinos love those little birds that hang around them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
does the shark have fond memories of the lamprey or whatever that's suckling on it?
No. No, not in cases like that. There's definitely a big, I'd say birds and mammals are your best bet to find those relationships, and a lot of them aren't species based, but they'll be individual based. Like there's there's a documentary, I think it's called like My Octopus Teacher or something like that. I haven't seen it since it came out. But like that's a classic example of an animal, like basically two individuals from different worlds that seemingly had this bond that was important to both. Birds are super well known, especially super intelligent birds like crows and things like that can absolutely. Parrots are a great example. Form bonds, and wild parrots would be the same. Primates, although that's scary. That's very scary. But
do you work with a lot of primates?
Have been known to miss people. I worked with some. Yeah, I didn't work with any great apes. I did work with some lesser apes, so like gibbons. And then other smaller monkeys, like squirrel monkeys. We had a shit ton of baboons, olive baboons, which were like the scariest animals ever.
Yeah, they're scary.
Yeah, they are.
Wait, are gibbons the ones that walk like this?
Yes,
are those gibbons?
They're one of them. Yeah, they'll walk.
Yeah,
they'll walk like with their arms up because they're so lanky.
Those guys rock.
Their arms are like. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. They were very, very cool.
Yeah, those might be my favorite monkey. Yeah,
they're cool.
Just because I don't know, a lot of the other ones I've seen them like they'll be accommodating, but then they'll snap at people. But I think the gibbons, I've never seen one upset. They're always just like walking around with their hands up, and I
like orangutans.
Yeah.
Orangutans are cool.
Yeah,
I used to watch Orangutan Island when I was a kid.
You see like a video of like an orangutan like ripping a monkey apart for like stealing its food or something.
I have seen that.
They're so cozy until they're just like, hold on. Yeah. I'll tell you guys a quick little. It's not a side away, but my introduction to like one of my earliest memories is animal based, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with why I decided to go into zookeeping. I was probably 4 years old at the Toronto Zoo, and there was a gorilla, and it was in his indoor enclosure, and there was the kind of 2 foot or so
kid.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
No.
It's not me.
Get him!
Canada's Harambe. This is so much worse. This scarred me for life. This monkey, or this gorilla, was spinning. And spinning and spinning and spinning. And I looked at him, 4-year-old me. I said, man, we're not so different. Like, he's just playing. Mm-hmm. And then he, if you spin enough, he threw up. He got an upset tummy from spinning so much, he threw up. And then I watched him eat it and then spin. And then he threw up. And then he ate it. And then he did this for like 30 minutes. And my family and I just watched him do it for probably, I was so young, but I was 15 minutes. I said, wow, I need to learn more.
Yeah.
But
I like how you looked at an animal doing the most insane, stupid thing in the world, and you said, we're not so different, you and I. That's not good.
I eat my throw up sometimes too.
Sometimes I puke, eat my throw up and puke again, and then eat my throw up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen evidence of my dog doing that in piles that have been left to stain, and then there's a pile put away. Yeah. Animals love eating.
Yeah, it's
that.
gross.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you waste it if you don't re-eat it, right?
Yeah, it's wasted calories or something. It's all survival.
Well, not only that, but if you're spinning and you puke, well, now like you have nothing more to puke up if you spin again. So you have
the game's over.
Repeat.
the game
Oh, so the
ends.
puking is the reward. Yeah. Okay.
The act.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of harpy eagles?
Harpy eagles are super badass. They're cool.
It's my favorite big bird.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Have you ever heard of the Stellar Sea Eagle?
I don't think so. It sounds stellar. It sounds really badass.
You should check it out. You should check it out. They're cool, and they were like my very first favorite bird of prey because they're fucking huge. And I saw a video of this guy, and he was holding one on a glove, and this guy looked like he was about 4 feet tall because of how big this bird was.
That's so sick.
I remember watching this video, and then the noise that came out of this bird, if you can find a video of like the noise that these birds make, it is like the most dinosaur sounding. They are dinosaurs, but like it was the most dinosaur sounding noise I've ever heard come out of an animal.
Stalt, go ahead and play a clip of that bird making its noise.
Such that's exactly why I like harpy eagles, is because when I was a little kid, we had to do like some little pick a bird, and I think I just found a book and it was like, this is one of the biggest birds, and I'm like, holy shit, the Philippine eagle and that. I'm like, the harpy eagle looks cooler. And I saw some video of it like ripping a sloth off of a tree, and then my little boy brain's like, well, it's one of the biggest, so it's one of the best, and it's one of the most badass.
Biggest animals. That's in my professional career of working alongside animals, getting rid of that the biggest is the coolest has always been tough. Like the biggest are always so cool, and then harpy eagles, you got that awesome little, your awesome
really cool
feathers coming out all the time. They look awesome.
But then you start to wonder,
out of that the biggest is the coolest mindset is so hard.
Is a kingfisher cool, but it's so tiny? It's really gets complicated. Yeah. And sometimes animals, I've always been fascinated, are bigger than you'd think they were. And every time I go to a zoo, I'm sure you work there, it's probably mind blowing. I just didn't know how big some of these animals really were. Rhino, quite large. Even a cow.
Rhinos are huge.
Bigger than you thought it was.
Big. Yeah.
Elephants, they're decent.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
decent sized.
I mean, even your harpy eagle is a good example of that, or like a California condor is has the wingspan of a car. Like they're huge.
That's awesome.
And it's crazy. They have a hard time taking off because they're so big.
I mean, even a bald eagle. I've seen one just up close, and the guy just had it on a glove, and I was sitting in stadium seating. I was like, oh, that looks like a big bird, and then he let us come close to it, and you're walking up to it, just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, and I realized it could damn near palm my head like a basketball and fly off with me.
Yeah,
I wasn't so heavy. Grabbing mountain goats and dragging them off cliffs. It's it makes you want to imagine a world where you could form a bond with one and it could carry you and help you fly.
That'd be cool. Maybe two, one by each arm.
Yeah. No, just have it hold a stick, and then you use it like a hang glider. And you just have it fly you around. Cool. That'd be sick. Are there any animals that are extinct that you wish were still around?
Guy filled with dinosaur background. You wish any animals were still around?
That's what I was looking at.
So I have a friend who, one of my best friends is on the spectrum, and he has been telling me my entire life, he's like, dude, you should probably look into it. Because I have been hyper fixated on basically every interest I've ever had in my life has been a hyper focus from day one. I've never switched.
Let me tell you something,
I've never
dude.
gotten out of it.
You're into snakes. There's not a single person that's into snakes that ain't on the spectrum. They just don't know it yet.
That's a good point. No, you're right. I like dinosaurs. They're sweet. They're pretty badass. There's a lot though. There's you want to talk about animals that are bigger than you'd expect. There's an extinct rhino called Paraceratherium, If you guys have played Ark Survival Evolved, I'm pretty sure they have it in there.
Is it in Ice Age, the movie?
I think so, maybe, but I'm pretty sure they were smaller in it. This thing was huge. Like, it was like giraffe-sized rhino, basically, without a horn.
Do you think it would be able to survive today?
Likely not. With how their environments today have changed, not only just because of us, but like there was an event that happened called the megafaunal mass extinction, which it's debated who did it, if it was us or climate change or a mixture of a bunch of things. But basically, there was a huge recent extinction of almost all of our huge animals. So your
sucks so bad.
Yeah, so a lot of your big cats, your cave bears, your ground sloths, your large rhinos, lots of giraffe species. So all that stuff went extinct. And I think that if you were to bring it back today, a lot of it would struggle immensely. Not only just because of how much we fucked things up, but their environments have changed a lot, even just apart from us. So
I think we're the reason they're extinct, 100%.
Oh, I definitely think we definitely had a big part to play, and if not all of them, then a lot of them.
I mean, go look at like Western Europe. Like, there's nothing. I have a friend that lives in Norway, and you know, talk about like hiking here, and he's like, "What do you have to like worry about animal wise out there?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a lot. There's bears, and there's snakes, and there's
cougar."
Yeah, there's all sorts of like creatures all across the board that could fuck you up in every environment in the US. And then in Western Europe, he's like, I think he has to worry about like moose, maybe. And that's
a scary animal.
That's the only, but like they've killed off all the wolves.
They're huge.
They've killed off all the bears. All the snakes are basically gone too. And I wonder if it's because people have just been there
or whatever.
That was in Ireland. That was just Ireland.
I think it had a bigger effect than people talk about.
No, he went globetrotting.
The snakes out of Europe entirely.
Yeah. I get the feeling there's been people there for so long, they've just killed everything that poses a threat in any way. And that's honestly kind of badass.
Even bigger.
Yeah. If it wasn't so sad, it would be kind of cool.
Sam, you're in Florida. Like, American alligators are a very famous like success story of wildlife conservation, because American alligators were almost extinct not that long ago.
Yeah.
Because they were challenging us for resources, or we were challenging them for resources, and we didn't like that, and we saw them as dangerous, and we were trying to develop, and there's alligators in the swamps, so they were almost gone. And a lot of the alligator farms out there played a huge part in bringing them back. And now there's millions of them again.
Yep. They are, one might say, too abundant. Yeah. I was down at St. Mark's, and there was a alligator came up and ate some lady's Pomeranian right there on the beach. Gone in an instant.
Some would say there's too many Pomeranians.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But that's nature for you. You know, it's not our job to step in and try to save the Pomeranian. It's just
I probably would.
Animals versus animals. What, you're going to step in? That's like snatching a wasp out of a spider's web.
I've seen Happy
You're
Gilmore,
denying that spider a meal.
Go in there.
I'm not going to deny an alligator a meal. They were almost extinct.
I've always been bad about the not stepping in part. You know, if I see an animal, like I saw a cricket in a spider's web, I ripped it out. You know, I feel bad, but also then I played God a little bit. I crushed the cricket because it had been stuck in a web chirping in my basement for like 2 weeks straight. I don't even know how long they can live stuck in a web.
Did you feed it back to the web?
I ate it to show kind of where I stand.
Did you give anything to the spider?
I gave it a couple of choice words.
You gave it a middle finger.
I said, here's a verbal feast, okay? Eat on this for a while, you bitch. The spiders and I have a very simple arrangement. You kill that cricket quicker, or I'm going to come down here, I'm going to fucking bring hell.
Yeah.
I think it was too big of a cricket.
Oh, he caught it, and he was just sitting there going like, oh, fuck!
I think I helped him out. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was loud upstairs. I can't imagine an inch away. How goddamn annoying that was.
I have a very pertinent question for an animal expert like you, and you have to answer it before your computer breaks again.
Sorry, go ahead.
So there's this guy, Lindy Beige, and I've talked about this theory before, and there's a lot of pushback in the comments on his video about it, but at the same time, it makes sense, his idea. And his idea is that, like, you know, there's creatures out there that are going extinct because of us. And, for example, you know, they're like manatees. They can't hack it. They can't, you know, they can't deal with all the cool chemicals we're putting out there in the environment. And they can't handle us riding our motorboats down the rivers all cool style.
5-engine boats.
Yeah. And he's like, what if we just eat them? If we domesticate them and start using them as a food resource, like we're never gonna let pigs go out. You know, we're never gonna let them go extinct. We eat them. We're never gonna let cows go extinct. We eat them. If we just bring manatees into the fold and start farming them for food, we would never let them go extinct. You know?
But would it be a life worth living?
Well, I mean, their choices are either die and be forgotten or be born to be eaten. But they get to have sex one time right before they die, and that's to make more of them.
Probably not even in a fun, romantic way, though.
Oh, we'd soup them up. We'd give them nipple tassels and stuff.
I wonder if because of how large they are and how much water it would take, I'm sure they'd develop the smallest tank possible to contain them, but I don't know. I wonder if it wouldn't even be economic.
They'd probably farm them like Japanese style, where have you seen where they'll grow watermelons in acrylic cubes and then they have square watermelons? I bet you could put one of those on a manatee and end up with a big square manatee that you can cut in like perfect steaks.
Oakjaw or whatever.
Oh yeah, with the guy from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's what's Bon? Who's the director? It's the guy that did like Parasite and Mickey 17 and Bono. Yeah, he's some sort of musician. But yeah, there's something in that movie about like maybe a cautionary tale about doing what you're saying, but I can't remember the lesson.
Okay, the lesson there might be a cautionary tale, but like extinct or pretty bad life, but still around. Like which one?
I want Tasmanian tiger meat. If we had just worked harder,
we could have gotten it.
That would be nice. We could have been eating those fuckers. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of I mean, the boring answer is like, why haven't we done it? Is there something to do with their needs? Are they a pain in the ass to get to breed? Like, think about pandas. Like those things are asking to go extinct. Like you can't even get them to breed, and you know. So like, why aren't we using them? If it was that easy, we'd probably be doing it, because 100 plus however many years ago when we found manatees and we're done, you know, thinking they were mermaids and having sex with them or whatever the hell we were doing when we found them, like take them. And, you know, back then you'd probably have to build a big ass net to keep them in and try to breed them. It's probably a real pain in the ass to breed manatees. I'm no manatee expert.
Do we know if they taste good? That's probably a huge element.
They can't taste bad, dude. Look at them. It has to be perfectly marbled. Are you kidding me? That has to be like the Wagyu of the water, for sure.
The Wagyu of the water. If you start pushing Wagyu of the water, you might be able to make a difference and make this. It sounds like you want to eat a manatee.
Branding is
I think there's nothing on this planet that I wouldn't at least try to eat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I'd take a bite of anything if they serve it up to me.
Kitten?
A kitten? Sure. As long as I don't have to kill. What? I would feel the same emotional recoil killing a cow as I would. Have you ever been near a cow? They're so cute. They're so
gentle.
They're
a lot bigger than you'd think they are.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't want to kill a cow. The same amount I don't want to kill a kitten.
But I'm saying,
but if
you're
it's
not
served
killing
up,
if it's prepared for you, you'd have no
if
more.
I sit down at a restaurant and they say, "Do you want veal or do you want kitten?" I would have the same. Like, yeah, they're horrific both answers. But have you ever had veal? It's incredible. Okay, it is absolutely.
I have.
Now imagine veal, but in manatee form. You get the little calf, and you fucking.
You know it's buttery. You know it's buttery. Has to
You
be
put the
good.
whole. They're like what? They're born like what? Probably like 20 pounds. You put the whole thing in a big one of those big ass woks you see in Indonesia, and you start put some peppers.
You better hope Gwen's upstairs and she can't hear you right now. Her tail would be tucked.
Yeah, you say that. I've seen her.
I've seen her belly.
She doesn't have no. She honestly is probably on my side. I've seen her shit, turn around and lick it. Okay, she's got no scruples when it comes to eating gross
palate.
shit. Yeah. If I cooked her own back legs on a grill, she'd probably be salivating, smelling them. Okay, the dog has no.
I'm just like my dog.
Yeah, I'm just like my dog.
I have the palate of my not my dog is the palate of me.
No,
I have the palate of my dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I have the mental fortitude and ability to eat anything.
Have you ever eaten a snake?
No, I've not eaten a snake. I would try it. I know that they do like snake jerky and stuff from I think a lot of the Burmese pythons over there in Florida, they'll make jerky out of. I have heard that snakes are like super high in mercury. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I'd give it a little nibble for sure. I'm not like I'll try anything once.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd do a lot of snake jerky since you're breeding them.
Yeah, well,
right. Jerky off. Coming.
There's a couple ways to milk a snake, and I don't keep venomous snakes. So
yeah. Okay.
What does snake cum look like? Out of curiosity,
what does it smell like?
What does it taste
like? Yeah. So okay, hold on. We'll get there. What does it look like? It looks like cum. It looks like pure cum. Just less of it. Now they're not very messy. They like they're not.
It's not a cum shot.
It's not coming out. Yeah, they're not like doing money shots and cum shots on the girl snake. But what does it smell like? It's good. It smells good.
It smells good.
It smells good.
Okay.
What does it taste like?
Now,
I won't say. I won't tell.
When they come, reptiles notoriously not emotive animals. Is there anything going on the face? Do they have like a poker face, or do they go like, oh? Do they?
Okay, so there is one animal that does, and I can almost guarantee you've seen it, and it's tortoises. So, or not animals, sorry, reptiles. So tortoises, if they're doing it, the males are on top. They're the whole time. They're loving it. They're going crazy. Snakes, no. Actually, it's actually pretty violent when snakes breed. I feel bad for the male. The females will drag them around pretty violently, almost trying to shake them off. And a lot of the time, he'll cut his pecker, his pimple pod, while breeding, and it can get pretty. It can get pretty bloody. I've had snakes breed where, especially a first year male, if you put like his first breeding season with an experienced female, she's gonna beat the fuck out of him a lot of the time, and he's gonna have to hold on for his penis. Sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, are you about to rip it off? Yeah. Like envy.
Do you normally watch? Just to make sure it all goes smoothly.
Yeah, so they're usually, if you don't see it in the first couple seconds, you're not going to see it. It'll usually happen through the night or something, through the night. Some people are morning, some people are night. But if it's happening, sometimes I will watch, not in a weird way. I'll make sure everything's okay, make sure that my snake's penis isn't getting ripped off. I mean, to be fair, even if it was, there's nothing I can do. Like they're built to stay in once they're in. A snake penis is it's a very unsightly thing. It's like a thorny bulb is how I would describe it. It's gross. Yeah. Okay. Any other snake penis questions for me? You want to talk about other animal penises?
I do have a question about breeding.
Okay.
I find. Oh, what? Your turn. Go on.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Before we move on, could you, on a piece of paper, just draw roughly what a snake penis looks like and then put it in the Discord so we can show the crowd?
I have pictures of snake penises so I'm writing a book right now, and in my book I have an awesome picture of everted hemipenes. Hemipenes are what snake penises are called, or I could draw one. That's up to you.
Maybe because of YouTube guidelines and because it's just funny to make someone draw a snake penis.
You want me to draw it right now?
No, you can draw it whenever you want. Poob, you can go ahead with your question.
Well, I like hybrid animals, and it's unfortunate that they're sterile most of the time. But is there have you ever tried to dabble in some experimentation, some crude experiments with creating crossbred animals, or even interlacing man into animal? Or follow up, what would be your dream hybrid animal if it could work?
So
that's a great question.
In reptiles specifically, it's generally super frowned upon to make hybrids. I have worked with hybrid reptiles before. There's the most famous. There's a lot of them, but the most famous in the hobby hybrid snake would be the Borneo bat eater, which is a hybrid that actually has a name, and it's a hybrid between the reticulated python, which is the longest snake in the world, and the I believe it's the Burmese python, which you guys have there in Florida, and they are pretty cool. From what I know, they're not sterile. They might be. Lots of reptile hybrids are not sterile. So some
Why is it frowned upon to crossbreed them?
It's frowned upon mostly due to genetic purity. So if you're breeding a species of snake, a lot of the times people are doing so for that specific species. And if you mix in, I'm going to use garter snakes as an example. That's just what I have the most experience with hybrids. Garter snake hybrids, like if you start breeding garter snake hybrids and you go and tell the forums or the Facebook groups or whatever, you will get lynched out of there so fast. And a lot of it has to do with garter snake hybrids are super easy to sell as the parent species because they generally just look like an uglier version of the parents. Like they're never as cool as you would think they would come out. As well as there's been parts like where I'm from right near Toronto originally, and that area you have to, if you're gonna get into garter snakes, you have to be so careful when you buy them because two-thirds of them are just hybrids because of one or two individuals. So one person could kind of ruin it for everybody, and it's super easy to kind of lie about it. But your more fun question, because that's kind of boring and I tend to just not shut up about that stuff, is
it's good to know.
As for which animals I'd want to mix, is this like for like a pet or like what?
Oh, it could be, you could have it just for a pet or just in the wild or,
just
a protector.
To unleash it onto the world.
Okay, so I would probably put a frog with a wolf. Frog with a wolf.
And what parts would you like to show in the hybrid?
Yeah.
I'd want it to be a huge fucking frog, a wolf-sized frog, because that would be horrific.
With wolf's teeth in the frog mouth, or?
Sure, we could do some wolf teeth in there.
A tongue that shoots out?
Ears. Yeah, the ears of a wolf, but everything is just a green frog. I have a frog right beside me. Do you want to see him?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I've got a little frog in my pants.
Yeah. So I did bring a couple animals with me if kind of it comes up and I saw the opportunity. We were talking about frogs. I'm just putting some gloves on right now because frogs have semi-permeable skin, so all the like Cheeto dust and shit that's on my hands would go right into his bloodstream, and it's just not good.
Whoa.
So,
how bad is that for the frog?
Depending on what it is, like it can be fatal. It can also cause skin issues, depending on what's on your hands, like chemicals, things like that can be like if I was just cleaning with bleach or something like that, it could.
Every frog I've ever grabbed.
My kid was playing with a toad for 2.5 hours, and they were both just holding him.
She's just been rolling anthrax into letters.
Yeah, he's probably okay. So this frog he's young. He's only about a year old. There he is there.
Whoa, that's a big boy.
That's like a classic fucking frog.
Yeah.
So he's about a year old. This is an African giant bullfrog, also called a pixie frog.
Whoa.
He looks awesome.
You like him?
Yeah.
He looks like one of those little wizard ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super cool. He's going to get to be about the size of a basketball.
Whoa.
Yeah, big frogs. I think they're the 4th largest in the world. Now, if you want to see something awesome, and if you guys have watched like Planet Earth, you might have seen it before. Mm-hmm. The videos of frogs, big frogs biting each other on the face and literally suplexing each other is these guys. So if you haven't seen that, watch it because it is awesome. It is so fun to watch. I've had a lot of animals, and I've got a lot of animals with big teeth, and frogs are like easily the scariest I have because they just bite for the hell of it. And it hurts. This guy bites me every few days, and it sucks.
Really?
He's there, yeah.
I mean, does he have like teeth, or is he just...
He does have teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, not many frogs do, but he is one of the frogs that does.
I would want my pet frog to not have teeth.
Yeah.
Because Bigger's badass. Like the frog that can be the size of a basketball is pretty cool.
He's got some growing to do. But
he's a bullfrog. I mean, is he loud as fuck at night?
Yeah, he is. It fucking sucks. I got like... I can't sleep because of this little asshole.
I'm surrounded by all these bullfrogs that I breed. I can't hear anything.
I have nightmares about bullfrogs in my sleep.
Yeah. Have you watched? Is it even out yet? That new like Planet Earth prehistoric one. I'm assuming that's like super up your alley.
Have you seen the first 2 seasons of that?
No, I've just mainly watched like regular Planet Earth and the like Blue Ocean.
Those are awesome. The first 2 seasons are narrated by David Attenborough. It's basically just Planet Earth, but dinosaurs. The first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's badass.
It is some of the nicest visuals I've ever seen. They're super, super nice looking. The CGI is phenomenal. The new season is Ice Age, right? And that's, I think Tom Hiddleston's doing the voice for that. And I'm excited for it. It's not out yet.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's right. You're right.
He's no Attenborough, though.
No. But he's like fucking 150 years old. He's probably like, dude, like, give me a break.
That'd be funny if he's just in his old age. He's like, I don't fucking care about this shit anymore.
They get more grim as the seasons go on. Like I remember when I was a kid, they always end with an inspiring like, but if we act now, and then the last one I watched, it was just like, we're too late. You didn't do enough. And I'm like, fuck.
There's some of the most horrific fucking visuals I've ever seen in those. Like, okay, so just for reference, the first time, and this is a little sideway, the first time I ever did mushrooms, which I think is the only time I ever did mushrooms, I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to watch one of my favorite movies, which is Prometheus. Oh. That was like the worst fucking idea I've ever had. Like, that was an awful idea.
Yeah.
So anyway,
anything with horror elements to it.
Oh my gosh,
Hellraiser for the first time ever on
That's
shrooms.
Even worse than Prometheus. Like,
it was my douchebag friend was like, "I've got a movie for you."
You watched Hellraiser on shrooms?
That was my first and last time ever seen it.
That's insane.
It was really scary.
Yeah,
and everyone else left. They're like, "Fuck you, dude! I don't want to watch this." And I was like, "I'll check it out. I like movies." Yeah. And I just sat there stun locked.
Prometheus. As soon as I saw like the ripped white guy, like I was like, this is fucking weirding me out. Yeah. But my point being is that as horrific as that was, I remember, I think it was I can't remember what bird it was in one of the seasons of those shows. I think it was Our Planet, and it was like a flamingo, and he was walking, and he had salt buildup on his legs that was from walking in the dried up water, and the salt was so thick that it was like he had like cannonballs on his shins, and he just like keeled over, and they left him.
God damn.
And it was like horrific. Like, or the walruses. You ever see the walruses jumping off the cliff?
Yeah.
Like that's like a famous one, and I'm watching that and I'm crying because I feel so bad. I love walruses. I think they're awesome. My dad's like, whoa, slapping his fucking leg. He thinks it's the funniest fucking thing ever.
In your dad's defense, that isn't because of us. You know what I mean? Like, that cliff is there, and they choose.
I think they had one recently though, where it's like the walruses also, it's like there's not enough ice caps for them to rest on.
I think
so
that
they're
is
just
why they were up on the cliff, because there's not enough ice, so they go up these cliffs.
It's all our fault, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's crazy because those Planet Earth movies, yeah, they seem like a good time to watch when you're on psychedelics. But I've also, one time I thought, this would be comforting. People always say, like, do mushrooms, go out in nature. And if you don't want to actually go outside, then you bring the nature to you. Speaking of harpy eagles, they had an episode about them that I don't know why. I mean, I was just in a weird place, but I think I did acid alone in my house and then watched that on my computer. And it was about the harpy eagle growing up and having to leave the nest. And I wept. I was like, I'm that baby eagle and my mom is the mom eagle. And I need to like get out there and I need to start podcasting. Like,
you need to go out there and you need to rip a sloth off the fucking tree.
I started eating raw meat diet after that.
Yeah.
And pooping white.
When I got a question. I was like,
yeah, go ahead.
It was around springtime. We had a nest on the back porch, and my kids would come check on it every day and see the little babies there with their mouths open. And then the mom would leave and go get food and bring it back and everything. When the babies eventually leave the nest, and they don't come back, does like the mom? Is that just the last time they ever see the fucking babies?
Yeah, so it's one of those things that depends on species. A lot of the time, so like take eagles, for example. Eagles will start to fly. They'll look like an adult eagle. If you're thinking about bald eagles, they look the exact same as the adult, but they don't have the head yet. It means they're still a juvenile.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, they'll still be hanging out with mom and dad. And eventually, mom and or dad, depending on which of the parents are still there, will go like, okay, it's time for you to fuck off. Like, they'll get a little more aggressive with them, territorial even, and get them to go. Some species, they'll, like you were just saying, will fly off, and that's the last time they'll see each other. Some can stay in flocks their whole lives. It's super variable. There's so many birds out there that, like, if you can think of a possibility of what they do after becoming ready to go out on their own, it probably happens.
On the inverse, what are some animals that don't certain big cats or something keep them around for like a while, or like what kind of animals keep their young with them and like don't kick them out right away? They love them more.
Big cats are a good example. They'll keep them around for, if not sometimes a year, a couple of years, and then when they go out on their own, a lot of times siblings will stay together for a few years. A lot of your big herbivorous mammals are like perfect examples of that. Elephants they're hugely matriarchal societies where females will have generations together, and the only ones that'll get kicked out are the males. And they'll usually be solo on their own pretty much their whole lives, the bull elephants, and they'll go find a herd, hang out with them, do their thing for a couple nights, and move on.
That's sad.
But is that how wild horses do it too? Do they like kick out the dude, or?
Yeah, so I'm not super educated on wild horses, but I do know that a lot of the times the female horses can get super aggressive with the males. And whereas not only that, but the males will get aggressive with each other too. And so they'll like protect mares from other horses killing the babies in order to get in there and make their own babies, things like that.
Saw a documentary where a horse killed, it's like a rival baby, and it stuck with me.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Awful.
Big cats do that. Big cats are known for doing that. Cougars, tigers, lions, they'll kill. Even bears, they'll kill the offspring, and then the female will basically go, okay, well, now I need to make more babies.
It's a odd way of getting a woman to have sex.
It's not a bad idea if you don't want all that baggage.
It works. You want to get rid of genetic, you want to get rid of genetics that aren't yours, basically, and promote your own bloodline.
No, it makes sense from the male perspective, but the female perspective is
it's a bleak. Bit of a I don't think it would work in our society, but
yeah.
Hey, what do I know?
Yeah.
How does
I could see a tiger killing a cub, but like, how does a horse kill a baby horse? Is it just stomp on it?
It grabbed its neck and and snapped it.
Oh, with its
bite.
mouth?
Those things
Okay.
bite,
yeah.
Sometimes I've seen videos of like donkeys, or not donkeys, sorry, zebras like kicking babies and shit too. Like they'll just.
You guys are on a different nature documentary thing than I am, because mine's just like
peaceful.
Yeah, very peaceful. Like, look at these baby sloths. We're gonna give them a bath, and then they sit there and scrub them, and the sloths go like, "Yay!"
Mine start like that, and then a Poop's fucking harpy eagle comes out of nowhere and rips them out of the tree.
That's sad.
And then I feel like shit the rest of the day. And then there's big text at the bottom that says, "You're a piece of shit. You failed, and your planet's gonna burn."
Yeah.
And I have to sit.
You should have recycled more.
Yeah, this is because of you.
We're gonna shoot one sloth in the head for every day you don't recycle. My mom would always make me watch those growing up, and then she's like a big animal person. Like, not like she's like half animal or anything. She's like,
my mom is a huge animal.
Yeah.
Well, technically she's an animal. Anyway, and then she couldn't handle it when they get violent, and she'd leave and then just make me keep watching. She'd be like, "You need to watch this." And I watch like a horse get its neck snapped and just be like, "Jesus Christ, like I don't want to watch it. It's horrible." No. She'd be like, "It's educational." Like, and then it's then like Star Wars is violent. This is real. These are real animals being destroyed. She also couldn't watch Lord of the Rings because when the big elephants stomp on some horses, she had to leave. I'm like, okay, these are completely fake animals. It would be cool if elephants were that big, though.
No.
Yeah, it would be. Elephants are awesome. They're scary.
So the back to snakes for a second. Snakes, they do the whole egg thing, right? They do a clutch of eggs.
Some of them.
Okay. Do they? Wait, there's live birthing eggs or live birthing snakes?
I have a live birthing snake beside me that's from Indiana.
Whoa.
Would you like to see it quickly?
I'd like to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My favorite snake is ring snake.
I thought only mammals did live births. How does it?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Lots of animals do. So there's a couple types. The snake I have is called ovoviviparous, which basically they form in a clear, almost like an egg sac, and the female will give birth to these clear membranes with a little baby snake inside, and they'll cut their way through, and that's it. They come out all fully formed, fully developed. The snake is an asshole, by the way.
Whoa.
But it was my only one I had that was from Indiana that wasn't this big, because I brought one from Florida and one from Indiana.
Oh, so look at you.
So,
yeah.
Give me a sec here, because
once again, you said the one from Indiana is an asshole? That's odd.
Yeah.
What about the one from Florida? What's it like? Is it a sweetheart?
It's literally the nicest snake I've ever met. And I'll take
a lot of parallels from the animal world to humanity.
So I'm sorry it's not colorful.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So this is called a diamondback water snake.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a close relative of garter snakes. So these are the snakes that I specialize in. My dog is here too, and I don't know if I can show you.
What does he think about all the animals?
She's in a diaper right now.
Oh, that's cool. They make diapers for snakes.
It's the dog.
No, for dog.
No, I mean, like, do they make diapers for snakes? No. Okay. It would be more like a little wristband or something you just put on it.
I've seen diapers for birds.
That's pretty awesome.
See my dog? She's pretty cool. It's actually, I think it's a chupacabra. I found it in the woods.
Yeah, it's very.
That looks. Is that one of those like Mexican hairless dogs?
Yeah. No, it's a chupacabra.
That's all. If I saw that in the wild, I would think it's a chupacabra.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I wouldn't let that dog loose around my house.
So is that thing venomous?
No, it's not. It got out. No, it's non-venomous. It's they're not constrictors either. They're this is pretty metal. They're called overpowerers is how they eat. You want me to explain?
Yeah.
They bite mostly fish, and they swallow it while it's flopping around, screaming for its little fish friends. They just overpower whatever they eat. They eat it whole. while it's still alive.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty crazy. They don't wait for the thing to die.
Do you feed it fish, or do you?
I do. Yeah, I do feed.
Does
I don't
it
feed
have like
rodents
a
to that one.
watery enclosure, or are they like fine on land?
They're fine land. You actually have to be very careful with water snakes in putting water with them, because if they don't get opportunities to dry out, they can get blisters really bad. It's very, very common. So I have 2 females, and they both live together, and they have a basically like a huge water dish like this that they'll soak in through the night and do their thing in and whatnot.
Cool.
While we're on the topic, I'll show you my Floridian snake. Do you know any snakes you have in Florida, Sam?
Water moccasins. Was that a cottonmouth?
Any nicer ones?
No, it's mostly I was just told to watch out for the dangerous ones. The water moccasins, the pygmy rattlers.
Yeah. So you have corn snakes in Florida. I have a corn snake here. Now, it's not like the ones you'd see in Florida. This one's called an aneuphoristic. So basically, humans fucked around with it till it looked cool. Yeah. So this snake, she just turned 15. Her name is Valkyrie. So I've had her for 15 years. And this is a snake that I use as an example when I run educational programs, because there's not a lot of snakes where you can just like do pretty much anything to them, just totally fuck with them and then not bite you. Like this snake I've been trying to get it to bite me for a decade. So this one's super good. Unlike the Indiana snake, that one is.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's corn fed. It's got a little bit more grit to it.
Yeah. Corn snake.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. How does that one do? Have you tried mating it, breeding it?
I have not. I actually don't even know if it's a boy or a girl. I never bothered to check, and I just kind of haven't cared to. I don't breed species which there are already a huge abundance of. They're like with.
So that snake's an incel, is what you're saying? Okay.
Well, yeah, involuntary. You do to me
because of you. Not because it can't acquire on its own. It's because you're gatekeeping it. Okay.
Yes. There's too many. There's thousands upon thousands of corn snakes looking for homes right now. So I don't want to contribute to that. So I just stick with my niche stuff that nobody's breeding, because then there's, people who are looking for them.
Yeah. Like what is the downside to, I guess, like crossbreeding snakes? Like you said that people are upset about it, but like
genetic purity.
Yeah.
If we sat there and fucked with dogs enough that we turned them all the way into pugs, like why can't we do that with snakes, where we make them into crazy,
turn them into frogs?
Yeah, hyper specialized, man-made. Well, why can't we play God? Is that wrong?
You could. In theory, it would work the same. You breed for traits that you're looking for, whether it's a good example in ball pythons. There's over 10,000 genetic mutations in ball pythons. It's fucking insane. And it's because we've bred them and inbred them and inbred them again and gotten all these weird mutations, mixed them together, blah, blah, blah. But you can breed. I don't know what the name. I'm not big into like the color mutations and stuff. Yeah. So I'm not very educated on it. I prefer like how they look in the wild and whatnot. Anyway, there's a type of ball python called a piebald, and it's kind of like it has normal patterns, but then splotches of white. They are nice animals, but people have line bred them so that the splotches all have smiley faces in them. And it's been something that they've been able to recreate time and time again. And now there's just specifically like smiley face pied ball pythons. Like, so you can breed them for traits that you want.
It just seems like when you inbreed humans, there's always like hemophilia, or you end up with like Habsburg jaw. Is there like an equivalent for snakes, or is it just smiley face on, like, there's so many other cool things you could look for trait wise? Do people just go for color patterns?
People mostly go for color, also size. So the longest snake in the world, the reticulated python, people have made super dwarfs, which is basically they usually max out at about 10 feet instead of like 20.
Why? But yeah, so they're focusing so much on the wrong thing. I feel like they should be like
making weapons.
Yeah, we should make them bigger. We should make one with a giant fucking head or something. We should make one with
human teeth.
Yeah.
It has not been done.
Do you think there's a black market for hybrid animals that we aren't even, privy to know about because they've successfully made a snake with human teeth type deal or something? Or
have you seen that picture, that Photoshop picture of the snake with human teeth?
No.
Sounds right up my alley.
You should look it up because it sucks. It's not. It's scary.
I have seen I think it's a Burmese python yawning after drinking water, and like the yawning is great because they like scrunch their face up.
This one has braces.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I've seen the one you're talking about. But yeah, like basically, people don't breed for that kind of stuff. They breed for color mutation, temperament, very very simple things, and the inbreeding issues that can come of it. Kinked spines and stuff. So you'll get a snake that can come out with an arch in its back, with a lot of inbreeding, scale issues.
You can't just straighten it out.
Nope, not safely. You could try.
Yeah.
Scaleless snakes have come out of some inbreeding.
Wait,
scaleless is pretty.
Is that just like a flayed snake? Like, what does a scaleless snake look like?
They basically have like.
Isn't that just a worm?
Skin. They have skin. No, they have skin. Like, and their belly. They still have their belly scales, but their body is like a smooth skin. Like it's weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wish it worked better. Like, I wish ligers could be like, more common because they're so cool and big. And, it's like the bigger the better. And like, then you could breed that with something else.
Bigger liger. Yeah. So that's called hybrid vigor. So when you breed two species like that together, a lot of the time the offspring will, despite being infertile or sterile, a lot of them will be like genetically stronger. Which is why like ligers or tigons, exactly. Tigons and ligers a lot of the time are big or bigger than like Amur tigers, or Siberian tigers. And a good example is saltwater crocodile hybrids with Siamese crocodiles are like just fucking huge. They get huge.
Huh.
Maybe it's lucky that they then can't breed very well.
Going back to the kinked spine thing as like a negative inbreeding trait, I saw a video that I feel like is hokey as hell because, well, you know how like people have they've kind of figured out that chiropractors are just fake doctors, so it's not real.
Yeah.
Have you seen those like animal chiropractors where it's like a guy cracking a snake's spine to like make it feel better? I'm like, what?
I have not seen. Did you see a snake one actually?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a guy's like he's like feeling down it, and then he goes like, and he's like cracking the snake's back. I'm like, surely if it's basically just fake for humans, I'm like, what the fuck's this guy doing with a snake?
Yeah, that's bullshit for sure. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Not only that, but I feel like he's doing it wrong. If you're gonna crack a snake's back, I feel like you just go like you're snapping a belt. You just pull it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I'd probably just like, I don't know, like, you know how you take a loose tooth out? I'd tie it to a doorknob and fucking.
Just close the door, or just
close the door. Yeah,
like a shirt like over your head. Centrifugal force would probably do it. But
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Could you do that with a snake to make it kind of like pass out? Like
it would,
you know,
yeah, you
could. A little chokehold.
My brother's friend got an emu from like a fair, like the county fair.
Oh, cool.
And then they realized that emus are actually really mean, and they end up pecking the hell out of you.
Bigger than you'd think too.
Yeah,
and the one I cared for actually just tried to have sex with me every time I worked with it.
Whoa,
well, that doesn't sound so bad.
You ever
like what kind of
temptation?
What kind of advances would it make?
So he would get down
on graze with a feather.
Yeah, he'd like, breathe on my neck, and his little emu tongue would poke my asshole with his beak and stuff. No, what he would do is he basically Oh, those things can eat hot dogs like you would not believe. Like he would get down all the way on his legs, and then he would basically try to jump on me. And and he'd get down and he'd kind of wiggle. He would give me a little sachet, and I'd be like, "Okay, I see what you're doing, but
did you ever experience any? Is there a dark underbelly of zookeepers that they're interested in banging animals?
I'm sure there are. I actually, I'm so kind of surprised that you guys have been asking me so many snake questions. I was actually worried that I would be the one to keep bringing up snakes instead of like my other zookeeping stories. Thankfully, I do not have any zookeepers banging animal stories. But when I'm sure they're out there, unfortunately. When I was like 13, just getting into zookeeping, a guy from a local zoo who was like 27 said to me, he was like, "Oh, like, do you have a lot of snakes at the zoo that you work at?" I go, "Yeah, we got lots." He's like, "That's awesome. I bet yours is the biggest one there." And I will never forget the feeling I had of this old fucking Russian guy sending me that message. And
hey, man.
Hey, dude, I got an emu.
Knock it off.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Yeah, I got this emu that can swallow a hot dog like you would not. Get out of here. I blocked him. I got lots of zoo stories to tell you guys if you wanted to hear any of them.
Oh, I'd love to hear a zoo story.
I'm gonna leave out any institution names.
Okay.
Because a lot of these stories are not fucking good. And a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are just people being idiots there. So in my time zookeeping, you hear a lot of stories through the grapevine. And they're always crazy. They're always, and I'm sure they go through dozens of people, like a game of telephone, before they get to me. But the stories are always fucking crazy. And there was this one facility that was within the Toronto area. And they're almost like had this reputation of being like the hippies of like animal education centers. They weren't a zoo. And they had so many awful fucking stories that came out of them, of basically just people being idiots, thinking, expecting the best, and the worst happening. So I was telling you guys earlier about the reticulated python, these huge snakes. They can be over 20 feet long. This facility had one of those, and for enrichment, they decided to let it go for a swim in the flamingo pond. So they would take the flamingo out and put it on the land and then let the snake go in the water and swim around, right? Well, the first thing the snake does is it gets to the edge of the water and waits for the flamingo to get close, and it ate the flamingo.
God,
classic.
And like this same facility has this like famous story within the zoo community, obviously, of this person at the same facility brought their pet cockatiel to work, and nobody told, like, they would take it to work with them every day and have it on their shoulder.
Is it like a cockatoo or something, or?
Yeah, it's like a small little parrot, like a small little parakeet bird. And I mean, I guess they had their red-tailed hawk out for letting it fly around the warehouse or whatever, and from right on this girl's shoulder, here comes this red-tailed hawk, steals up her parakeet and went up to the rafters and ate it in front of her.
It's funny that humans think that animals are going to be as kumbaya as we are.
It's funny you say that, because the reason that I said these stories go through so many ears and they get crazy and crazier and crazier, rumor has it that when that flamingo was being eaten, the staff all held hands in a circle around that snake while it ate the flamingo.
Kalima.
Like, although I have met some of these people and I kind of believe it just from meeting them.
Yeah.
They're a colorful bunch. But yeah, crazy stuff.
It's like every person that gets a TV show about animals and they end up like, this bear is kind of like my son. And then the bear eats them, or the wolf pack eats them, or
that bear guy that had all the tripods set up, and him and his girlfriend would go live with the grizzlies, and then they fucking ate him and his girlfriend over like a 10-hour period.
I bet it was fun while it lasted. I bet it was
right before those bears attacked. I bet you they thought they were one. They were like, "We're part of the pack. We're part of the fucking."
It feels so cool to like wrestle with a bear.
Yeah,
that dog is the most chupacabra looking.
I know
dog
that dog came into frame for like 1 second, and
I got scared.
Yeah, I got scared.
I found it on a vacation in Puerto Rico. It was like at the airport. I put it in a bag and brought it with me.
It's
only eats goat blood though. I can't get it to eat like urina or anything.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid thing.
Dish of goat
it
blood.
looks like a primordial dog or something. Like it's like some sort
It's
of
an ancient breed.
Yeah, it's like
They're
a before dog
ancient.
became dog.
That is like one of those like South, like what are those like? What are they called? What's that dog breed called?
They're called Sholoids Queently, and so they're like, yeah, I know Sholo for Cholo.
Okay.
You can they're not man-made, so they're about 6,000 or so years ago. A bunch of dogs got out, and by the time they came out of the jungle, they looked like that. So they're one of the stronger of the like standard dog breeds because we haven't had time to fuck them up yet. So like they have like a 20-year lifespan. Like they're genetically super strong. They don't have too many issues.
They just have to wear a diaper.
Yeah.
Well, not usually, but she's on her period right now.
Oh. God.
Yeah, gross.
I forget. I've only ever had boy dogs.
Yeah.
It's confusing and scary.
We were supposed to get her fixed, but we had a medical issue that postponed it, unfortunately. So now she's bleeding all over my house.
Do you get snakes? Do snakes get like spayed or neutered or anything? Or
I have heard of it being done. It's not common because it's kind of just like a why don't you just take the male out of the enclosure sort of deal?
Yeah.
Because it's an expensive procedure for something that you can just move the animal
Separate
away.
them.
It has been done.
That's crazy.
Have you ever also speaking of that hawk and parakeet story, like now when we retell it, it's going to be even crazier.
Well, now it's a harpy eagle and a sloth.
Yeah,
and the sloth was yelling mommy.
Yeah, pet sloth that the woman got lifted into the air, I think.
Yeah, and the sloth was like, fuck no, mom.
Sloth tried to protect her, but he was too slow.
Too slow.
Have you ever been attacked by animals? Like, I'm assuming it would come with the territory. And I'm sure you have like hundreds of, like little bites and stuff, but have you ever had anything
absolutely.
that you were scared for your life?
So the only time that I was ever fearful of my life was when I was working with big cats. We had a enclosure malfunction for one of the shift doors, and I was almost in contact with one of our Siberian tigers.
It's the coolest tiger because it's the biggest.
Yeah,
it is the biggest tiger. Yeah, very cool. So that was a close call. Thankfully, nothing happened and all good. But aside from sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say when you fell in that gorilla enclosure.
Yeah, I went to Cincinnati. I went to Cincinnati and I fell in the gorilla enclosure and they shot that fucker dead. I said to myself, nobody will
has that kid ever been identified? The Harambe kid?
Oh, I'm sure he's been identified. I don't know if
among
he's
us.
He's hiding in plain sight. He's like an alien.
He's never gonna bring that up.
Yeah, that's got to be a rough burden to carry.
I feel like that's one of those things where he either doesn't bring it up at all or he never shuts up about it.
Yeah, it would be my icebreaker.
I think I would carry that to my grave, and then it would be on my headstone. I would say, "Sorry, Harambe, I did my best."
I think if
my
I
mom's
was
yeah,
if I was like in a bar in Cincinnati and I was like, "Yeah, man, I was the kid who fell into the gorilla enclosure," I feel like I would get stabbed.
Yeah, they would beat you with glass bottles. They would beat you,
for sure. Throw you back in.
Yeah.
Send them back where it came from.
Yeah, absolutely. The worst time I've ever been fucked up by an animal was turkeys.
Oh,
turkeys, really? Yeah. They beat the shit out of me.
Pecking?
Do you go hunting or anything? Or
I do go hunting. Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't a lot of people that are super close to animals. Sometimes they get that out of them. So you still have that.
Yeah. So
you still know humanity's top dog. You still
not only that, but there's also I don't know how it works in the States, but in Canada, all of the restrictions for hunting is all based on population studies. So these limits of how many of whatever animal you can hunt are there for a specific purpose. There's been studies and whatever going into it. I keep animals here like quail and stuff for food. I think that a lot of it goes with understanding that it just is a part of life. And I love all animals. The animals I hunt, I love. I love the animals that I breed for food. But I actually, believe it or not, I haven't met a lot of zookeepers who are like vegan or vegetarian. I find for the most part they're usually I'm also in northern Canada, but they're usually pretty outdoorsy and very like pro hunting, pro.
But I feel like maybe, do you think it's because like people that work at the zoo, they see the circle of life? You see a snake completely eat. I mean, snakes are pretty good about it. They eat the whole goddamn thing.
They do, yeah, absolutely. And a good example for that is like a lot of people ask me why I don't feed my snakes any live food like mice and rats. Like I love mice and rats. I don't want to watch that. I'd rather just feed them frozen one. And also mice and rats will like beat the shit out of a snake sometimes. Like they can really bite hard. But like a lot of it, like the circle of life, the understanding of that, a lot of it has to do with education. Like if you know why hunting happens, why it is what it is, and why we do it, and how much science and information goes into deciding what species can be hunted, how many of them, and whatnot. It's usually a good way of saying, okay, well, this is sustainable, and in some situations, it's beneficial to have specific numbers of these allowed to be able to hunt a year. Like where I'm at, moose hunting is huge, but getting a tag for a moose is almost like winning a little lottery. Like you'll go in with 8 or 9 people on it, and then you'll all share the moose, and you've got food for a year, right? Yeah. So,
how do you feel about like?
Sorry.
How do you feel about like those hotshot dentists and like doctors and stuff that will pay $250,000 to go shoot like an old elephant in Africa?
Yeah, so it's one of those things that I don't like the idea of it, but I understand and accept why it happens. There's also people that do it wrong, but your example is perfect of the reason that these big game animals are hunted is, you said it right there, a lot of them are old. Yeah. Super, super old. And a lot of them are they can cause genetic stirrups where they're not allowing younger, more healthier males to breed. Or there's a lot of science that goes into that too, where like most of what you're talking about, most of the examples are in Africa, and Africa's like anti-poaching laws these days are so, at least in a lot of areas, are so strong that like they're not going to let you just go and shoot a fucking lion in like, one of the game preserves just for the hell of it. Like all of that money that they pay, that hundreds of thousands of dollars, all goes right back into these facilities for conservation and whatnot. Yeah. So a lot of it is it's like almost, I don't like saying it's a necessary evil, but like it's beneficial in the long run for the health of the species in a lot of ways. And I'm sure there's places that do it wrong too, right? Like it's not all cut and dry, but
yeah. Like on the outside looking in, I go, I get it, but I also like wouldn't, I think, like the guy that goes, I just paid $250,000 to go blow that elephant's head off.
Yeah, because I'm sure are they thinking about the conservation of it all, or are they thinking, I want to shoot the biggest animal? And
they're like that guy in Jurassic Park 2. He's like, I just want to shoot a fucking T-Rex because it's like the biggest thing around.
Yeah.
Like he has no better reason other than it's the biggest predator in the world, and I gotta take it down. Like the people that do it, that actually pay the money, are probably all a bunch of fucking assholes. Like,
yeah, they have to be psychos.
They're like one time being told no from being able to shoot an elephant from hunting man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very close to the most dangerous game style.
Those guys probably do that too. They probably, if they got enough money to go on a weekend and go shoot a fucking lion for $200,000, they're probably like, hey, like, where's the other island for hunting man? Right?
Do you think you would look down? This is for both of you. Do you think you would look down on a person that would hunt a man on an island more, or a person that would go hunt like a endangered rhino or endangered elephant for money?
What's can we hear a little bit of like the hunted man story?
Yeah, like
say,
if you
what kind of guy
if you
is he?
survive, you get $250,000.
Oh, it's like he's in on it too.
Yeah, like the guy that's getting
volunteered
hunted
to do it.
Yeah, he's like $250,000 if
things.
I get to hunt you for X amount of time on an island.
And he, well, see, that's interesting because then I would be rooting for him
it
a
benefits
little.
the guy getting hunted.
Yeah.
Same way
But
where
also,
that
it's like
elephant's
that
paying the ultimate
rhino
price.
didn't really.
Benefits
It's
the
like
other elephant.
completely unaware of what's happening to it. Whereas if you're a man that's like, I need $200,000, I'll let this billionaire hunt me. I feel not super bad for the situation you're in. I mean, you might really need that money.
Yeah. I'm
But
not
it's
talking
like-
about the victim side. I'm talking about the guy doing the hunting.
Oh,
Yeah.
So do I hate? That's not how it started. So do I hate the man hunter more or the elephant
Yeah.
hunter more?
Yeah. Which one do you think is more evil?
Probably the man
Probably-
hunter.
Probably
The
the
manhunter?
manhunter, unless the man being hunted is a pedophile or something.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Pedophiles
it's
are
like,
usually, they
okay.
need cash, I think. Pretty hard. I think it's
I
pretty
need
hard to.
$200K liquid right now.
A pedophile that needs money, that's a scary thing where he goes like,
What
I
would
need
be-
$200,000 right now. I have something that I'm planning.
What would be your price point to be hunted?
That depends entirely on the island. I'm assuming
And if
this
they
is
catch
an
you, they
island.
flay you,
Yeah.
Like,
and they fart in your face and shoot cum in you.
okay, the price just went down a lot. $100.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's like life or death, but I feel like
Have you seen
you'd
the
want
movie
to
The
believe
Pest?
in yourself. With I've seen the opening credits. I've seen the opening scene where he's in the
With
shower
John
singing,
Leguizamo or
and it's
whatever?
one of the most like visually and audio. It's so overwhelming. He had such a style of being like in your face, obnoxious that it almost fully comes around to charming, but not really.
I have not seen that movie.
Are you saying you'd hunt the pest?
No,
Or is that movie about
that's
that?
Yeah, that's what that movie's about. I don't know if he gets money, but he ends up being hunted on an island by basically a guy with a pith helmet, and he's got a big
Why are you
island,
wearing that?
rich guy, and he ends up hiding around in the jungle and evading him.
I'd like to think I could survive, but I know I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine I'd kind of make the hunter the hunted.
I've also
Yeah,
seen a lot of videos of what technology can do now, where
Yeah.
if you have thermal, there's no way, dude. I've seen a
Cover
video where
yourself in mud.
a guy
Cold mud.
pisses on
Yeah,
a
like
tree
Predator.
trunk and they can see where you pissed like 10 minutes later. There's still like a heat register. Like they would
What
find
if
me
you
in a
piss in
heartbeat.
your own mouth and swallow it? Does it show a piss-sized thing in your belly?
It's a good question. We need to get some thermals and we need to do some testing on these are things you could do in a modern day to get away if you're being hunted on an island.
Even going to that gun range, I'm like, it'd be pretty hard to run from just the barest of gun,
Yeah,
The guy's got a stock on his pistol. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And those
but I'd like
bullets,
to-
they go fast.
They
They
go
go really fast.
Yeah.
I'd
You're
like
not
to
easy
think I
run
could
from.
dodge it, but they kind of hit the target before I even realized it.
Yeah.
And they're talking about some spiral faster and something with the tubing.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine I'd fashion some sort of trap system, Ewok style, and some, crude spears and stuff.
Did you guys see season 2 of Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Did you remember the eagle hunter? In that,
Oh, yeah. Dude, that guy ruled.
that guy was so
absolutely
awesome.
ruled.
I'd want to be
love-
hunted by that guy.
I love that he actually was like had power to hunt the primal,
Yeah. The prime eagle.
prime
and he's
eagle,
got,
yeah,
He's
that-
got like the biggest gun ever. It's like
Sam.
8
You would
feet
love
long.
this guy.
Really?
Oh,
Like
you
white
would.
guy
It's
as a
played
Native
by
American.
Michael. Is it Michael Rooker? Rook?
It's something like he was in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's like Daryl's brother.
Okay. Yeah. That
The
guy
blue
rocks.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
He plays like the foremost bald eagle hunter
Yeah,
in the world.
He's a bald eagle hunter.
And he has like a 12-foot long gun that he like
he's
lines
basically
up.
like the guy who hunts fucking what's that stupid rabbit's name?
Elmer Fudd. Yeah.
Bugs. Yeah, he's like Elmer Fudd, but like a Native American, like wannabe white guy.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
he like has a theory about the prime eagle being the eagle that can basically control all other eagles something. And he's right.
He ends
and
up
in the
being
show,
he's
like
crazy the whole show, but he's right.
There is a prime eagle, and he does have like hunting abilities where he can like astral project himself to fly like an eagle.
Yeah,
and scan for it.
He can like warg like in Game of Thrones into the eagle, like to see what
it's awesome.
Or like to see above, like he flies like an eagle.
You should just see a picture of that gun. Let me see if I can, because I know you. I mean, you have the Jumanji guy.
Yeah.
This puts that gun to shame.
The Jumanji guy rocks, gun. Dude. Van Pelt.
He's cool too. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be hunted by that guy either.
You know what? Upon rewatching that movie, that guy had such like an imprint on me. And then rewatching the movie, he doesn't have many voice lines or anything. He's just kind of walking around and aura farming, but he doesn't really say much except for "Aren't you scared?" That's all he really says. Yeah. And I kind of thought he dropped more one-liners, but
I feel all my memory of him is just kind of making faces.
Yeah, and walking. I remember he like walks to a super Walmart with his big blunderbuss, and he's like blasting everything. But that movie holds up big time.
Like that's probably why he left such an impression on you, is because he wasn't making all those one-liners. He didn't need to.
Yeah, he didn't need
Less
to.
Less is more.
Yeah. But
okay, I sent you a picture in Discord, Sam. It doesn't even show the full length. I can't find a picture of the full length.
You cannot show the full length of this gun. It is so awesome.
Look how he has to hold it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It is like the best fucking part of that whole season was that guy.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one of those? Are they called punt guns? Punt rifles? It's basically, it looks like that. It's just a giant shotgun that works like a cannon. And they kind of like set them up and they angle them towards the sky, and then they go scare a flock of like birds, and then they just blast the entire flock out of the sky.
All these pictures look fake of this rifle.
It looks like the gun they used in one of the Jackass movies to shoot the fat guy.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah, I had a friend growing up whose dad went hunting a lot, and they had all this kind of shit. It's crazy.
The kids
like
would
guns like that?
They'd put the gun on their shoulder, so they could support them.
Yeah, huge, absolutely huge.
That is insane.
And as we've discussed, the bigger, the cooler, and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
for sure.
So what's your favorite big cat? I'd like to assume it's a tiger.
No, cougars, mountain lions.
Oh, okay.
I love mountain lions. I got to work with one. I got the privilege to work with one who was very, very old. By the time I met her, she was about 22, and she was like this old lady, and she would sit there, and I would go and talk to her every morning, and she would sit there and just watch you, and her front legs would be kind of shaking a little bit because she's so old, and it was one of the dumbest things I ever did, but she was kind of like nasty, it seemed, where she would look at you and she'd hiss, and she'd keep hissing at you, but she'd want to be near you. And then eventually, after a while, she'd roll on her back at you and stuff. And then I remember one day I said,
"Sounds like a woman."
One day I said to myself, "I think you're full of shit." And I pet her, and it was like, she was like the nicest cat ever, like any house cat. And she was not a house cat. It was dangerous, and I shouldn't have done it. But I'm glad I did. And unfortunately, she's not around anymore because she was so old.
Do you think she could have fucked you up in that moment, being all old and shit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
she was shaking though. I think you could have taken her.
She was
maybe, but those claws, dude. Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't wanna. I'm glad I got to interact with her like that. I think, from what I understand, I was the first person to in probably almost 20 years, and it really brought cougars up for me. It was really
that's cool.
A good experience.
Why do they have so many different names? confusing.
I don't know. Cougars, pumas, mountain lions, shadow
I thought they were all different cats for a long time, and then I'm
all
like,
the same cat. The only two different, I know there's Florida panthers, and then there's like the other, like there's a couple other subspecies. A lot of it has to do with how big their range is. Different people within their range have different names for them.
It's like soda pop.
Yeah,
Coke.
sure. Yeah, no, that would be a good example. Like, because you have cougars all the way in Canada, and then they come all the way down to Central America, right? So, or yeah, Central America. So, like, they got a big,
aren't those the ones
range.
that sound like crying women?
They can, them and lynx. Up, I have lynx where I live, and they basically just sound. It's like a shrill scream.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Very, very scary. Imagine
There's
being
a
out in
fox
the wild
in my backyard, and I heard it like they've kind of got like a squealing little. I don't know. It was just scary. It sounded like something kind of screaming in my backyard, and I caught sight of it once. I thought it was a chupacabra myself.
Yeah.
It was very mangy looking. How do fox? Do they hibernate or something? Because there's a huge hole in my backyard, and I saw it one time, and I don't know if it just crawled in there and died.
They'll hole up in dens, and they'll live through dens. But all of the foxes where I live are year round. They're out year round. Yeah,
interesting. I haven't seen it since. I heard it one night. I saw it once, and now there's just a huge hole. And I'm hoping for its sake it just kind of moves on. Because we have 3 dogs.
Ran out of house cats.
Yeah. I don't want it to eat my dog, and then the other dogs kill it, and it just make a whole.
Have you ever interacted with a platypus?
I have not interacted with a platypus.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to think, like, this guy's into, like, weird animals. That's about as weird as it gets.
That's like a real-life hybrid creepy fuck.
It is. Yeah. It really is. That's about as close as you can get. No, I have not had the privilege of interacting with a platypus. I can't remember if Toronto Zoo has one. They might, but I don't think they do. I don't think there's many in Canada, if any.
Really?
Where are they from?
Australia.
Oh, weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're from Australia.
They got all the weird shit down there, right?
What's up with that?
They do. Yeah.
Backwards.
They also platypus lay eggs. They're one of the only mammals that lay eggs. They're venomous. Like, they're more weird than just like a duck.
Venomous in a weird way. Yeah. Isn't it like on the back of their leg or something?
It's one of their back toes. Yeah.
It's just weird to have like one little back toe that's
a little barbed toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Are they? What do they eat? What do they like?
I think they're mostly herbivorous, so like little plants, algae, and little bugs that are living in the algae.
Isn't that strange that like gorilla? It's like the gorillas, they like the biggest fucking primate, and they just eat like roots and leaves and stuff.
Yeah,
You'd think they'd be tearing up deer or something.
Yeah, that's what chimps are doing these days. They'll like hunt monkeys and stuff, and then like fight for who gets the best parts of the monkey and stuff. But yeah, gorillas are like peaceful until one gets angry at you and rips your back off.
Mighty Joe Young.
Yes,
that's
I have
a scary
seen
gorilla.
Yeah,
that's a scary gorilla.
Yeah.
I wish they were that big.
I don't.
I wish America had cooler. Like, didn't we used to have some pretty badass not that long ago? Like, was there a cheetah here or something? Did I
so
hear that?
there's a cat called the American cheetah, and it's as we've learned more about them, the understanding of them is slowly turning into less of them being cheetah-like and more of them being cougar-like, or like almost like an in-between, where they have some cheetah traits and they also have a lot of cougar traits. I think sometimes I get my deer and stuff mixed up. I'm just going to double check my fact here quick. There is a cool theory. There's a deer called what's this thing called? I forget what it's called. There's a deer species in North America, and they are faster than any predator we have. And one of the running theories is that was the niche that the American cheetah filled. Is it specialized in hunting that animal. But they've since gone extinct, but those animals are still have the traits to be able to evade a faster big cat.
That's cool.
We also had American lions, cave lions, super big.
I wish we had those cats everywhere in Indiana.
Yeah. And Joshua Tree, I was reading the little, like the plaques that are everywhere. I don't know if these are true or whatever. I don't know if you know anything about this, but in Joshua Tree, they were talking about the ground sloth that used to roam around the Mojave, and it was fucking huge. And it was the main way that the Joshua Tree moved its seeds around, was it hoped that those big ground sloths would bump up against it, and then it would carry the seeds around. And since it went extinct, the Joshua Tree just kind of, the seeds just fall right where they land, and then they're not able to like disperse at all.
That's something that happens with that megafaunal mass extinction I was telling you guys about earlier. It's something that had effects worldwide, even in Australia and New Zealand. Things like avocado pits, there's nothing natural to move them these days, and so a lot of the theories are that these ancient megafauna, which are since extinct, are what were moving these things around.
What did it in Australia?
I think it was something called, this is another thing where I gotta look at, there's so many names.
We had a microfaunal extinction, and we lived in a world of giants.
We are having one right now. I think like 65% of all insects have died off or something.
Like that there was like, well,
oh, you mean like all the small people die off?
Like, no,
Jimmy?
I just mean like
Jimmy to die. Our last guest.
I just don't think he could. I think if we lived in the world of giants, he would be one of the first to go. Yes, I think a big ass bird would carry him to its nest, and they'd eat for a whole afternoon.
Have you guys seen, like, just going back to those ground sloths, like how cool, like the evidence of them existing, like it still exists today because they were so big and had such an impact on their environments. Like there's burrows in South America that are like 10 feet across, and inside of them have scratch marks on the ceilings and on the sides of them from these huge ground sloths digging. And there's something called trace fossils, whereas basically any fossil that's from a trace of an animal that you can't really put to a specific species because there's nothing left over. And there's a very cool set of footprints. I can't remember where they're from. I think they're North American. I don't think they're South American, but there's an awesome set of footprints that were left in a mud flat or a mud plain, and they fossilized over the last, tens of thousands of years, where it's a set of human footprints, and then following closely behind is a set of ground sloth footprints going in the exact same direction. And obviously you can't know for sure because who knows. Well, they that'd be cool. There's also a saddle mark on the ground where they put the saddle down and then got back on the ground sloth and rode that fucker around. But a little cowboy hat fossilized. But they think that this individual was moving away from the ground sloth that was probably not going after them, but yeah, what the fuck is that thing?
I don't know.
I'd be moving too.
Sloths, like the ones that we have now, seem so chill, and it would just be weird if like the ground sloths were mean as hell. Do you think they were?
Sloths can fuck you up.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
you know what? Stop talking. I have like an inbuilt mythos about sloths being just chill and
just
cool
like
guys.
Weird little baby monkeys.
Yeah, I thought they were just like super slow, cool guys, and they always have their hands like this. I thought.
Yeah, until they're not. They can bite pretty good. Like koala bears. People always think koala bears are so cute, and they're like, no, koala bears they're like little gremlins. Gross. They're like basically a gremlin.
Aren't they like one of the dumbest animals
they have like water on their brain or something, don't they?
What they like when you look at them, you'd assume more. Yeah, don't they have like the completely smooth brains?
I think I'm pretty sure their brains are literally waterlogged, and they have like syphilis or something.
About koalas is that they're smart enough to survive. They're doing something right. I can't speak for one on how stupid they actually are.
Earthworms,
dude. I don't want to shit
they're
talk
dumb
them.
as shit.
Maybe we look stupid to them, right? Like these idiots ain't like eating nothing but
at a different level.
These special plants, and their babies aren't eating their mom's shit. Like koalas do that a lot. So
yeah,
gross, disgusting.
Yeah, they see what family are they in? Like, what
They're
are they?
marsupials.
Okay, but like, they're not like. Are they just kind of their own thing?
I don't think they're super closely related. I think their closest relative is wombats.
Oh,
that's weird.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like humans should be almost marsupial in a way. I mean, like our babies are so useless for like the first year.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we should have like a little sack or something to put them in.
Pocket.
Yeah, like a little fanny.
You can, or like like a monkey leash. That's cool.
Yeah,
monkey leash backpack.
Yeah. Or that one that Dr. Evil has on Mini-Me, and he like launches him back. That was cool too.
Yeah, we need to have something like that.
Built-in baby sling, baby Bjorn.
Yeah, we could do it like that. But a cool big ass pouch would be cool too, I guess.
I think it would be.
Now, would you want to have it, or would you want the females to have it, like how seahorses hold the babies?
No, I think they don't have enough on their plates.
Yeah,
with the childbirth. And I think their big belly should turn into a big sack when it's done.
You know what I think?
They have all that
because
leftover
that big
skin
belly
and stuff.
You know how like pregnant ladies, their bellies get so big that like when you lift it up, they're like, oh, it's so nice. They should put the baby sack on the back. That way, it gets a bit of they get a break,
like a spine realignment. Yeah, because they get so weighed down on the front. Yeah, and then they
or on the side of the head, like that girl in South Park.
Yeah,
and like instead of kids being like, I don't want to move out, and they're like, you're goddamn 20, get out of here. I would just stay in the sack for as long as I possibly could. I'd be like 15 in there.
Until you have to, they have to cut leg holes on the bottom of the sack.
Yeah, your legs are like sticking through.
The mom tries to lean back and give you some weight. And you're like, no, pull your legs back in.
Walk to the GameStop now.
Have you guys ever like ridden a tandem bike and the other fucking person isn't pedaling at all, and you can tell?
I am terrified of tandem bikes. I don't know. I feel like I don't trust enough.
No, I would never trust a person enough to get on one of those things. I hardly trust people enough to get in a car with them.
Which is great because I've been on a Lime scooter with two people, which is way worse. But I haven't been on a. There's not many. I feel like tandem bikes aren't like.
They're not super common. No,
they're not as popular as they once were.
Yeah.
If they ever were.
Well, cars kind of have scared a lot of people from biking. They try to keep promoting it. They're like,
somebody didn't pedal.
Yeah, that's honestly every time you do anything with another person, I feel like the other person is it's always Abby. Why am I acting like it's a mystery person? Anytime I go fucking canoeing, Abby's not. I look back there. I'm like, dude, you're obviously not paddling as much.
Circles.
Yeah, and same thing with those fucking boats where you do your feet to like. Paddle. Yeah, we end up going in circles. But it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is.
You should be better.
Nah.
I just remembered that thing earlier from
dinner's in 10 minutes. I ain't yelling at her. Okay, I'm biting my tongue. But
would you ever do a 4-person so you could have your daughters and your wife?
No, I know those little fuckers wouldn't help at all.
Would you like to bike for 4 people?
Absolutely not.
That'd be quite a workout. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Would you ever do a sidecar on a motorcycle?
Driving the motorcycle or in the sidecar?
In the sidecar and put your faith.
Do I get the cool helmet and the glasses and the scarf?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, for sure.
I'd be pretty scared of that.
My uncle used to know a guy that he was disabled, so he was in a wheelchair, and he really loved his motorcycle before he got disabled, and somebody made him a sidecar where he just rolled his wheelchair into the sidecar.
So awesome.
And then he would drive it, and the motorcycle just had nobody on it. So like at like stoplights and stuff, people would like roll down the window and be like, what the fuck? Like, who's driving that thing? And be like, I am. I got like a little handlebars right here in my sidecar.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I want to drive in that one specifically.
Yeah. Well, because then if you're the passenger, you're just on like the main motorcycle just sitting there. Like you're not supposed to touch the handlebars or anything. You just kind of sit there with your arms folded, I guess.
So on Facebook Marketplace, like a retro futuristic sidecar that was fully enclosed.
Ooh.
And it had like a little window and stuff. I would feel maybe even worse in there, but it looked for 1 minute in my midlife crisis, if at the time I were to die at 40, I was thinking how cool it would be to get that motorcycle and have Pip in that little pod. But No, I don't think
with the glasses and the scarf.
Yeah, and then I could open it up. People would be like, "Who's in there?" It'd be a little dog with a scarf. Very cool.
That would be
Wind
cool.
blasted back.
Yeah.
Wind blasted all the dog hair back.
I just become too risk adverse. Like there was a while where I'm like, I should get a motorcycle, and now I feel like that time's passed.
My dad scared me out of getting a motorcycle pretty early because he had a friend who had a motorcycle and got into an accident. They got decapitated by a transport.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to get one. My dad filled me with fear of basically everything growing up. He had so many stories.
Let me tell you, dude.
Both my parents. Oh God.
My brother got into an accident with a motorcycle, and this isn't the thing that like fully crippled him, but he ended up
can't help.
Yeah, he didn't die or anything, but a truck pulled out in front of him without seeing him, and he ended up just rear-ending this truck. And then he went into the bed of the truck, and his body fully crumpled in the guy's toolbox that he had in the bed. And my brother he's just like, he's got like the body of a guy 10, 15 years older than him. You know, he's not even 40 yet, and he's just like very old. He's very stiff because of the amount of like beating his body took from the car crashes and
lack of underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, underwear
he
gets
doesn't
so
wear
tedious to put on if you can't bend that much. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But
I bet getting hit by my girlfriend was actually hit by a transport like 2 years ago, and she's like, those things are like the scariest fucking death machines in the world. Like,
wait, what'd she get hit by?
She got hit by a transport truck.
But that was a transport truck.
Like an 18
semi?
Oh,
yeah, semi.
Oh, like a semi
We got
truck.
a lot of semi truck drivers in this audience. So I'm going to say they're kind of like badass and not.
Well, this one wasn't. This one sucked.
Yeah.
Stalled, cut that.
Yeah. This one fucking sucked.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the truck drivers in the audience like hearing stories about how people fear their trucks.
How they're like death.
Yeah. Like they're
death on the
like
road.
they're a stampede of elephant going down that interstate, you know.
Let me tell you, you guys scared the fuck out of her.
Okay.
She's scared of you now.
Job well done, guys.
Yeah.
There, every truck driver in the audience is fucking pulling that horn right now.
Yeah. Oh, we did it. We got another
one.
one. List.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's
But she's all right, right? She's fine.
Yeah. She's fine.
Camera pans over. She's in an iron lung.
Yeah.
She's got the full body cast with the ropes holding her arms like up off the bed.
That's my like
in the back to tank.
Yeah, she's fine. She's right there. She's like already half a skeleton. She's been there.
Yeah, medical skeleton just on a stand.
Yeah. The transport's still in her. Like she's got like if you pull on her arm,
see the whole world now.
If you pull on her arm, it
She's
makes the honk noise.
chained to the front of a semi.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
She has to spit fuel into it occasionally.
That semi's still running today. She's like one of those toys that you zip tie to the front of the semi truck. It's just her.
That way, you know, that is terrifying when you think about it. There's people that get hit by trucks and then they're scared of them, and you know that truck's still out there on the road somewhere.
Yeah.
Like every time she gets in her car, she has to think like it's out there somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
she
on the
sees
road.
It's good. The headlights are red.
Yeah,
Like she sees it in the distance in the middle of the night.
When she got hit, was she in a car herself, or did she just get ran over?
So she was in a car, and she was fully stopped at a construction stop, and she got hit at 90 kilometers an hour. I don't know how much that is in miles. But
yeah, I was about to say, I thought that was really fast, and then you said it wasn't in freedom units. So
million miles an hour.
90 kilometers an hour to mph. Snail's pace, 55. I could take that without a car.
I could tank that.
Yeah,
her car was like the back half of it up into her seat was like sandwiched, like it ceased to exist, and like the only thing that survived was a pack of Oreos. Was the only thing that survived that crash.
Damn. Well, and her. Yeah. So she got out of her car eating Oreos. Damn.
Yeah. Damn, dude, watch where you're going.
Damn, what the fuck? Yeah. That's yeah, that sucks. I had a family member that was driving down the interstate and a fucking tire came off an 18-wheeler coming the opposite direction, went over the median and just into the windshield of her car, completely totaled her car. And then a couple years later, the exact same thing happened a second time on the interstate.
That's so
and after that,
they
were just like, I'm not driving anymore on the interstate.
Like,
it's just not going to happen.
About those people that like throw rocks, big boulders over the freeway at cars.
Yeah.
Like, that is like one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
When I'm driving on the highway and I just see the graveyard of tires blown everywhere.
Yeah, there's rubber.
I'm always checking semis, like how wobbly.
Yeah.
You see those videos? Yeah, like one tire shoots out sideways, like it will just demolish you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got so many tires. It's like they're probably not even that
worried
have 18 about it.
Of them.
I feel like you could do with 4.
I think
four really big ones.
Spiked
like
awesome ones. Yeah.
Speaking of spikes, I hate that they also have that shit on the side of their tires. It's like the death spike. Or like if you get too close, it'll blow your car off or something.
What is the purpose of
sometimes
that?
They're like, woo, you know, they get
I know
exactly
what
like,
you're talking about.
Fucking spike away from me, dude. Like,
is it like an intimidation thing? It's there to intimidate
you. They're like lug nut caps or something, but they make them look Mad Max style. They're huge.
Got one in the center that's like a death spike, and it totally. It's so that I think that if you run into them, you flip or something. Like it'll just blow your tire off.
That's just fucking Chad truck driver energy, guys. I like it. I like the energy.
Get some truck nuts if you want to be Chad. Okay, don't put that death spike near me because I know even if it's for looks, it's gonna work.
Every time I see one of those guys with those like huge truck tires, I look to see if the driver's spraying his face with spray paint, like silver spray paint. That's how I know if I'm safe or not.
This guy cares
Witness
about
me.
Yeah, and listen for the witness me. Oh God, all clear.
Fuck, he said it.
Well,
but it's so loud. You're driving so fast that I can't hear what he's saying. But if I can read the lips. So that's
you gotta get a ham radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I have the van, dude, the interstate's scary because with 18-wheelers comes a giant. Like you have no idea how much air is getting moved out of the way by them coming, right? And so if I drive,
like me.
Come on, man. This is for all ages. This podcast that was gross and lewd. This is our educational episode.
Apologies,
and you come in here with that. Yeah. But anyways, while I'm talking, you work on that snake penis I asked about.
Yeah. I started it.
Make it wet looking. Oh, okay. That's what it looks like. That's crazy. Anyways, with the van, my van also has like a lot of sidewall to it. When they pass by, because I drive so slow, they come blazing by me. It pushes me out of the way. Like I have to hold on to the steering wheel and like turn
you gotta fight it.
Yeah, you gotta fight it big time. It's scary out there on the interstate. So I'm thinking about getting an 18-wheeler instead of the van. Just keep getting bigger until I'm pushing them out of the way.
You make even more wind.
I want that 36-wheeler. I want to get the widest.
It'd be cool if like you drove one so big that as you were driving down the like 2-lane interstate, the cars coming the opposite way would like fly off.
Yeah, they get sucked into the tailwind behind me.
Yeah, if you get too big though, you'll have your own gravity going around you. You'll start pulling them towards you.
Yeah.
That would be, I mean, like instead of having like a cow catcher, you just make so much wind, you're just shooting shit out of the way before you even get there.
Yeah, your hair gets blown back before I hit you. Oh shit.
Roll them windows up, I'm coming through.
That's what the horns
Or maybe you'd have to roll them down so it just shoots through the cabin and protects you.
Anyways,
you will catch me dead driving one of those things.
I have to go. It is almost dinner time. Braden, you've been an excellent guest. I'm sure the audience has no idea that this happened, but there were some slight technical issues. We had to stop recording 3 times, but
I was gonna
honestly,
say,
I feel like
issues,
it's not going to be as disjointed as we think it is. I think it's going to come out great. So thank you for your animal expertise and your snake penis drawing. And
I wish we could have asked you more about paleontology and dinosaurs, the movie Dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. Check this out before you go. Look at this fucking thing.
Whoa.
Should have pulled that out earlier, huh?
That's cool.
Yeah. Whoa.
Anyway.
I thought it was fake for a second.
Yeah.
No.
He's not blinking.
No, you want.
That's not a Florida alligator. What is that?
This is a Cuvier's dwarf caiman. They're the smallest crocodilian in the world.
Oh,
they get bigger. They get bigger.
Okay. So it's a baby dwarf.
Yeah, she's like 3 years old.
That's awesome.
That's why its head's so big.
Hey, so
look at that, it's pissing on me.
Don't they just keep getting bigger and bigger forever? Or am I crazy? Is that crocodiles?
No, they don't do that. They live a long time, and they will. Well, they continuously grow throughout their lives, but like there's also that little myth of like, oh, like they have an unlimited lifespan, but they die under their weight or they expire for organ reasons. That's not true. They will grow, but by the time you have like a 50, 60-year-old crocodilian of any species, that yearly growth is like less than millimeters a year.
Oh, okay.
Like it's almost undetectable.
Gotcha. I heard that they technically had on paper unlimited lifespan, but as they got older, they had.
I fell for that myth too. I thought if I could, keep it safe,
if we could breed with one,
new organs,
our children may live forever.
Wouldn't that kind of be like, yeah, we could also live forever if our organs didn't fail us?
I heard it was their brain. There's no way for your body to recreate brain cells. I think is what it was.
I want to keep growing bigger forever.
Me too.
Yeah.
Giant. Yeah, I'd say no. They have lifespans that are they can die for. They're very cancer resistant, so they usually don't die to cancer. But like other.
So I wish science was just like, all right, then put that in me, and I wouldn't get cancer, and I'd grow bigger
in me.
Yeah, sew it into my body.
Okay, so now let's talk about crocodile penises and why.
Go ahead and draw one of those on that piece of paper. Send that to me on Discord.
Every animal penis you can think of.
What's your favorite animal penis? The biggest is the blue whale. The smallest?
Yeah. I was pointing at boob, but yeah,
smallest little drawing of a mirror.
Yeah. The smallest, we all point at the camera and we say, "Hey, truck drivers, look at the screen." Boom.
Okay.
But
well, clearly somebody just got home and the dogs are going fucking crazy. So
yeah. So thank you, Braden.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Anything you want to shout out? You don't have a YouTube channel or anything. You're just kind of.
Yeah, I do. I do have a YouTube channel. I recently went scorched earth and deleted almost everything, but I do have plans to upload some better stuff. So if you want to check out Creature Crossing on YouTube. I had plans to launch a podcast in the new year, but apparently I can't even be a fucking guest on one without having technical issues. So I might postpone that a little bit.
Yeah,
good testing.
But yeah, if you want to check that out, go ahead. I have some videos planned.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
Awesome.
You said you're working on a book.
I am working on a book. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share any of that.
Yeah, so it's boring. I assume none of you guys are going to be interested in it. It's about the biology. And evolution of garter snakes. So
there's somebody out there.
Yeah, you should make a YouTube video about one of them snake orgies that you're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah,
I can.
I'll do numbers.
Wait, you can actually just go find those?
Yeah, the Narcisse snake dens in Manitoba have one of the biggest congregations. You can find breeding balls where you guys are, wherever you have garter snakes.
Breeding balls.
What's the sign that I'm near?
Yeah.
Well, a big
Slytherin.
fucking ball of horny snakes, but you have to find where they hibernate, their hibernacula, and then find them right after the thaw.
They go very deep?
Yeah, usually about 3 feet. Sam, that wouldn't apply to you because it doesn't, they'll brumate over there, but it's not quite as serious as poobs or my brumation for our garter snakes would be. But springtime, you'd look for where they are and big.
Wait, so they don't do the orgies down here?
No, they do. It's just harder to know exactly when they're going to be coming out because they'll come out right as the snow starts to melt. Yeah. Whereas they'll come out when, I don't know, air pressure, barometric pressure horny. Or something. When they're horny.
Gotcha.
Blue balls. Whatever.
Well, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. If you find any, let me know.
You'll smell it before you see it.
Make sure you smell it. You're in for a treat.
Okay. I'm trying to get ready for dinner, so I'm for some reason my imagination isn't doing it justice. My stomach's getting a little bit churned, but
imagine it smell like Abby's cooking.
what the fuck?